Anthony Fauci on Capitol Hill today and saying he pleads the fifth. Of course he does. This is the same guy in COVID have millions of people blood on his hands and he does not care. This is the guy that I believe that they need to make a sale and throw away the key. They need to make a sale, throw away the key, melt the key down, and make it into something that's not even useful. And forget about him even in jail. This is a guy that's so evil. I think he is the Hitler of this generation. Millions of people died under his care as he got rich off American blood. This is a guy that's so evil that he's so guilty. He doesn't even want to answer questions. He doesn't want to do nothing and claim that he has Fifth Amendment rights. Brother, you don't have any Fifth Amendment rights. You was pardoned, and you were pardoned for one reason. You was guilty. Okay? Nobody get pardoned if they innocent. You get pardoned if there's a good chance that you might be put in jail and forgotten about. You're guilty, and you deserve to be under the jail. Under the jail, not in the jail, under the jail for the rest of your life. Claiming that a lot of these cases was from COVID-19, he know he was lying. COVID-19 was something I believe that the whole government and sometime the media was even involved in this, that they was just making sure that everybody was afraid and people was afraid. I don't even think it was as big as it was. I think the panic caused people to make in their mind to believe it was bigger than it actually was. Sometimes people thought they had COVID-19. They went to the hospital. It wasn't even COVID-19, but the doctor was commanded to write down symptoms, whether it was cancer, whether it was a tumor. They said you was dying from COVID-19. That's what they said. Yeah. This is the same dude that lied to the American public time and time again. When we gonna have these rich, old, white and black folks, because it's not just white folks, white and black folks, get away with so much evil? They deserve to be locked up, keys tossed, and made into scrap metal. And all they need is bread and water. And not no good bread. Stale bread with warm water. Just for them to survive for the rest of their life. That's exactly what they need. We got a couple videos that I want to check on. These are from the Senate hearing today. Okay? This was going on today. Anthony Fauci in Capitol Hill speaking, claiming that he is not going to answer any questions. Who's really surprised? Let's take a look at this video.
Nothing says honesty like taking the fifth, huh, Doc? Let's try something. What day of the week is it today?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
What color tie are you wearing?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon...
Let him have it. Let him have it.
Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
He doesn't have no Fifth Amendment.
Carpet in front of you.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Let's just get one thing straight. You
What?
don't have any rights under the Fifth Amendment.
Tell him.
Because you've been pardoned.
Tell him.
As you very well know. As the Supreme Court has been clear for a century and more. Brown versus Walker, 1896. When he has been pardoned, he may not stand upon his privilege.
Tell him.
You know that. Your lawyer is sitting behind you now, shifting nervously in their chairs. They know it. This isn't about the Constitution.
No.
This isn't about the law. This is
No.
about contempt.
Tell him.
Contempt for this body and contempt for the American people.
Tell him.
But I think I know why you're doing it. It's because you don't want to answer questions.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you did all kinds of terrible things.
Evil
Because during the
things.
pandemic, you got rich. didn't you?
Bro.
You got rich while people were dying, hundreds of thousands of Americans, over 1 million in the end.
Oh,
and you were getting
evil
rich.
goat,
And not only were you
man.
doing that, you were using federal employees with taxpayer money to apply for and solicit cash prizes for you personally. Cash prizes totaling over $1 million. You did all of that during the pandemic, didn't you? That's a question.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment to the Constitution.
Bro, I'm sick of this. I am totally sick of this. I am talking about somebody, like I said before, that is responsible for millions of people's of death. If you and everybody's, you know, most people can remember the COVID-19. They were old enough. People are still suffering from the shock today. I just was talking to somebody recently, and I'm like, you know how long it took to do the flu vaccine? But it took them, 3 to 4 months to get a COVID-19 shot, then a booster, and then another booster, then a booster after that. And then if you didn't want to get a booster, they were trying to take your privilege away from you. What kind of country was we even living in? Was this America or third world country? Like, how did we make it go so far? But nobody was standing up against it. Some people was, but they were getting knocked down as soon as they were standing up. Welcome to America. Land of the free. Home of the brave. Ain't no way. No. It's the land of the slaves. And they know if they can control you by any means necessary. And they're seeing how far they can go. They're seeing how far they make people, how far they can see. If people say enough is enough. And a lot of people was not saying enough is enough. A lot of people is kneeling and bending and saying, whatever you say, Fauci, you my daddy, I will listen to you. Whatever you say, Daddy Fauci. And they were doing whatever he was saying. Because, oh, he's a doctor. News alert, doctors be guessing. They guess your symptoms until they finally get it right. And if you're lucky enough, you might get the right medication. They say, oh, this symptom look like this. Let's give them this medication. Let's give them this drug. This look like this. Let's give them this drug. And that's what they literally did with COVID-19. They had millions of people being guinea pigs. And 1 million people died. Million test subjects. Some free will. Some wasn't. We had New York's Mayor Bill de Blasio advocating for the vaccine, saying, "Oh, if you get get the vaccine, you can get free hamburger and French fries." What? Free hamburger and French fries from McDonald's? I mean, at least give us from Wendy's. Nobody even know what McDonald's even coming from. But better yet, this is what we have stooped down so low. We was willing to kneel to the government. We was willing to kneel to the industry. They said, bark, and you said, how many times you want me to do it? They said, jump, and you said, how high? And Fauci was pulling the strings. Talk about American beloved doctor. He wrote a diary. They got his diary now, and a piece of his diary that I read, he talked about, oh my goodness, dear diary, how much hate I am getting for trying to do the right things. Shut up. You getting money off of the American people, men and women, babies. But that doesn't affect you. That doesn't make you nervous. That doesn't even do nothing to your soul. I gotta ask myself. I gotta ask you. If I was Dale, I would ask him, are you even human? I'm not trying to insinuate, talk about he's an android. I'm talking about you. Do you even have any emotion at all? Did their death even bother you? Or was just their death a number? Because you didn't have enough guinea pigs to weaponize a super weapon. That's what's probably what they were trying to make. COVID-19 probably was a test subject for a super weapon so they can use against an enemy or give it to our enemy. And they say, well, there's not many test subjects. Oh, let's use American people. for a weapon that is designed to work against American people anyways. Take a look at this video. We got another one. I'm sorry, but I'm ticked off. This is the one where Anthony Fauci stated when he sat down that he was not going to be taking any questions and he's going to be using his Fifth Amendment right. Let's have a look at this.
Although it pains me to do so,
Lie.
because of the respect I have for the legislative branch of government
Lie.
and my decades-long record
Oh my goodness.
cooperating with Congress under the advice of my
Yeah, he was
attorney,
cooperating with Congress when the
I will
Biden
invoke my
administration because
right
they was his
under the
buddies.
Fifth Amendment of the Constitution to refrain from answering your question.
I'm sure.
The American people would like to understand your
Let him have it, Grandpa.
reasoning, your rationale for why you chose to fund the research in Wuhan.
Mm-hmm.
On the advice of counsel,
Well, listen.
I respectfully decline to answer based
Oh, my.
upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.
Lord, just
In
let
the
these
red
people
folder
get
on your
caught.
table
These people are
is a
so
copy of
evil.
Section 192 of Title II of the U.S. Code. Your counsel has been provided a copy as well. That section makes it a crime for a witness appearing under subpoena to refuse to answer any questions pertinent to the
The
question
China virus. That's exactly what it
in
was.
front of you.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.
Let the record record that the witness has refused to answer whether there's a folder in front of him based on his Fifth Amendment right. Have you refused this pardon, or do you have any reason to believe this full and unconditional pardon, this grant of immunity, would somehow require you to plead the Fifth Amendment?
On the advice of counsel,
I mean, bro, he doesn't even know the whole law.
based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment of the Constitution.
Dr. Fauci, were you ever made aware of gain-of-function research on monkeypox being conducted at the National Biodefense Analysis and Countermeasure Center and back at Fort Detrick?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under
Oh, my
the Fifth
goodness.
Amendment of the Constitution.
Dr. Fauci, did the CIA ever transfer funds to NIH under an interagency agreement?
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights. under the Fifth Amendment of the
Shut up.
Constitution.
Shut up. I mean, come on. Oh, I can't believe they literally having this. I mean, bro, I think after today, he's cooked. I think the people that been trying to protect him for so long, you can finally toss him under the rug and saying, okay, too much attention is going to you. And I hope they do. I hope they finally toss him under the rug and let him take the fall for every single thing. Because, I mean, he was the main cohort. And if he wasn't, they use him as a guinea pig. And I'm not saying Fauci is innocent, because he far from innocent. Even if he didn't kill anybody directly, he knew what he was doing. He knew why he was doing it, and he was willing to do it because he knew he was going to get money off of dying Americans. And I'm going to keep saying this, dying American citizens. I mean, if it was any illegal immigrants, the Democrats would be angry. But it doesn't go against their platform. It doesn't go for their platform. So they're not speaking out against it because they were for this. Oh, you should get vaccinated. Trying to force Americans. No, we have free speech in America. We have free rights in America. If we don't want to get vaccinated, we're not going to get vaccinated. You can't force nobody to get vaccinated. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are? We got another video, man. Like I said, I'm trying to keep my cool here. I'm trying to keep my cool here.
Nothing says honest.
Because Fauci is ticking me off. We got another one. Rand Paul going after him again. I like Rand Paul because he doesn't hold back. We have another one. Rand Paul going after Fauci again. Fauci still trying to stay his Fifth Amendment right. I mean, if he even looked it up, he will understand that he does not have any whites because he actually almost got immunity. But now they called him in, subpoenaed his sorry caucus, and now he's trying to invoke a Fifth Amendment rights, and he does not have that power anymore. Take a look at this.
Against the law to obstruct an investigation of Congress, there will be repercussions to your refusal to testify today.
Yes.
Senator Peters.
Yes. Praise the Lord.
You're not recognized. You're
Right.
not recognized. If you are unruly, you will be removed from the proceeding.
Take him out.
You are not recognized.
Take him
And
out.
You are not recognized, sir. Sir, you are not recognized. You are not recognized. Security,
Take his sorry caucus out. Take him out.
we'll hold off. But you will respect these proceedings. You were told not to sit at the table. You insist on sitting at the table.
He think he have,
And
since he got
because you will
12
not
dozen
be
lawyers, he think he got power.
recognized. You are
Take
not
the
invited
sorry
here
caucus out of there.
For testimony, sir. You are being disruptive. Would you behave this way in a courtroom? No, because the judge would put you in jail. I
Right.
can't do that today, but I can have you escorted from the premises. So I would say, sir, sit quietly and don't say another word. I said, sit quietly. You are not recognized. Another word and you're gone.
Take him out.
So, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to hear
Take his lawyer out.
the attorney has to say.
He is not recognized by the committee or the chair. If he speaks again, he will be removed from the room.
Exactly. Take him out.
Testimony is from Anthony Fauci.
Right.
This is not a game with his lawyers.
Right.
He can advise. His lawyers can give him advice. He's got a half dozen here. They're
For
all allowed
real.
to talk to him.
Yes.
All right? But the attorneys are not recognized. In fact, the attorney was told not to sit at the table, and he's not obeying that recommendation. There's a row behind you, sir. That's where you were told to sit, and you're not. And now you're disrupting the proceedings. And so, look, this is the way Anthony Fauci wants to be remembered. For a lawyer not listening to the rules. That's the way you want to be remembered, and that's what you're going to do. You are not recognized, sir. Security, please remove.
Exactly. He's still talking. Take him out. Take his sorry caucus out of there. And anybody else want to interrupt and try to make a scene, try to get some clickbait sounds for social media, take him out. Gotta be kidding me. Take him out. Yeah, we don't do this stuff. We not. No, bro.
Records state that Dr. Fauci will still have the advice of the other half a dozen attorneys that he
For
brought
real.
along today.
For real. I mean, trying to cause disruption. I mean, Fauci doesn't want to talk, but he wants his lawyer to speak for him. This is not a court like this. This is a Capitol Hill hearing where they literally call you for questioning, whether it's behind closed doors or not behind closed doors. This was openly. This was on camera. I'm glad it was. And Fauci trying to think he's slick or something. Bro, no. It doesn't work like that. You are going to be held in a temple court. And it's going to be repercussions because you are going against the law. Like I said, your buddies is not in there anymore, Fauci. You don't have them to protect you. Biden's not there to save your sorry caucus. He's not. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Your friends is not there. And then the friends that you probably got trying to back you in the shadows, when you have too much attention on you and it seems like you might be going down, they're going to dump you. They're not going to want to go down with you. They're not going to say, if one go down, we all go down. No. They're going to say, we're going to use you as a scapegoat. You're going to be collateral. You did a good job. You did your work. But we're using you as collateral. Goodbye, Fauci. And I hope that happened. Fauci need to be arrested. He need to have all his stuff taken away from him. The millions of dollars given to somebody else. You know what? Once they get rid of Fauci and put him in jail, the money that is his, they should give it to every single person that was hurt and harmed from his COVID-19 shots and his booster shots, and give it to the families and the people so it can be some kind of reparation and healing process to begin for all the trauma and the terrorizing memories that they had when he was trying to force the American people to take the booster shot, and forcing people, and a lot of people's food, a lot of people forced to take it, and he didn't care, and he knew what was going on. He knew he did some secret mischievous deeds in the Wuhan lab in China. He knew he did some tests with different animals, monkeys, I believe, and he knew this. He knew this. This is nothing new to him. I think all his money should go to the people that he have hurt. And when he finally get out, and I think he should serve about a good 20 years, 25 years, and hear me out. A good 25 years, because right when he get out, they shouldn't give him anything. He should go to a nursing home and die. Yes. Yes. Evil people do not deserve to be on this earth. I'm sorry. This guy have killed many people, and his reward is coming very soon. Very soon. We got one more video. And here's another senator taking him on, letting him know what's going on and how wrong he is. Take a look at this.
So they were questioning what was Dr. Nath doing. They didn't want to publish that because, and I want to take time searching for it, because publishing it would create vaccine hesitancy.
Listen to that.
Which is what we continue to hear time and time again.
They wanted people to take that booster for some reason. There was something sinister behind that. People getting the booster shot. I'm not even kidding you.
Always push early treatment. We've got things in here where, you were really concerned about remdesivir because it was untested, but hydroxychloroquine, yeah, it was an approved drug, maybe some safety issues, but we had a great deal of experience with it. All of a sudden, you had the Surgisphere study. It was retracted within 2 weeks because it was completely false. Totally blew up the use of hydroxychloroquine. And then when it comes to ivermectin, which, by the way, because I was contacted by so many people, I referred them to doctors who actually had the courage and compassion to treat vaccine-injured individuals. It works. But I was going to ask you whether you were involved in the FDA attack on ivermectin. You had a interview on CNN on August 29th of 2021.
I remember that.
Where, again, I just don't want to take time to find the exact quote, but said there's no evidence. There's no evidence.
None.
That ivermectin is helpful. On that exact same day, and I've got
they had a kill. They just wanted you to take that shot that nobody even knows what's even in that shot.
The random controlled studies. Here they are. Showing 60, 70% efficacy of ivermectin. The same day you say there's no evidence, there was all kinds of evidence.
My.
Loved ones had to go to hospitals, had to sue hospitals. Just, would you try it? So I would want to know, to what extent were you involved in sabotaging hydroxychloroquine, ivermectin, and did you do that because you knew the only way you get emergency use authorization for these drugs, these experimental gene therapy, was if there was no effective treatment, you couldn't get the emergency use authorization. So is that why you helped sabotage these cheap generic drugs in favor of remdesivir, which, by the way, nurses...
Listen, under the Fifth Amendment, why'd you say that?
Death is near.
On the advice of counsel, I respectfully decline to answer based upon my rights under the Fifth Amendment.
Somebody smack him. Somebody smack him. Bro, they had evidence. I don't know if you saw that. Documents. This big. Document proving that these medication that was proven to work against this virus was the best shot against COVID-19. But his idea was this. They needed to have COVID-19 stretch out. It couldn't have just been a short pandemic. That's why they're trying, after the COVID-19 slowed down and everybody stopped worrying about it. It's like, oh, we gonna go along with our, go on with our life. We're not dealing with this stuff. We need to deal with our life. That's it. He said, verbatim, that he wasn't going to even try it. Because he knew if he tried that and gave people, hey, this is because I think President Donald Trump, he took one of those drugs that the senator representative, but yeah, he just gave out. I think it was the first one. And they knew it worked. Okay? That's the thing. They knew it worked. Now, I tell if they didn't know it worked. And the problem is, it was so many tests proving that a good chance that this stuff will work way better than the vaccines that they didn't know what was even inside the vaccines. Right? You have President Biden taking a vaccine. Probably there's nothing but water inside of it, or flu shot. Yeah. Probably there's nothing but a flu shot. And act like he took the real thing, because Biden was not going to take the COVID-19 shot because it wasn't even healthy for your own body. And they knew that. The problem is the government knew that. The Democrats knew it. The doctors knew it. The doctors that was even treating the patients that was, in the hospitals in the different states, they knew that this stuff wasn't working. And a lot of times, because some people say, oh, this was fake. It wasn't because it was fake. It was because they exaggerated about how serious it actually was. The only thing that made it serious was the panic that they caused in America. That's it. That was the only thing that made it serious. Okay? This is no offense to the people that actually suffer from it. Okay? Use food to take it, and you suffered. And a lot of people are still suffering today. I know people that is still suffering today from taking the COVID-19 shot. This is not 1 to 2 people. I know dozens of people. I talked to many of people that had taken the COVID-19 shot and is still suffering for literally still suffering from the results that they are having from the COVID-19 shot. Still suffering. And you tell me that this pandemic that they made up could have been prevented if they just follow the evidence that they had about these 3 drugs or 3 medications, probably with drugs, or whatever the case might be, that actually was proven to work against this type of disease. And they said, nah, we're not going to try it. They said, we're not going to look into it. If they find out, and probably will, if they find out that Dr. Anthony Fauci had anything to do with that, and he probably did because he was the head doctor, control of all of the science stuff, all of the research, he the one that said this goes, that go. He was almost like a president because the president wasn't a doctor. So he had to come and tell, like, this is good for the American people. This is not good for the American people. That's not good for the American people. That's not good for the American people. Wake up. Because if we keep allowing them to dictate our lives, they will do it. They will dictate your life. They will tell you what to do, where to do it, how to do it, when to do it. If you don't rise up and stand up against this tyranny, stand up against this hypocrisy, stand up against the lies that they're trying to feed you every single day, you cannot let this go by. Dr. Anthony Fauci, before I leave, Dr. Anthony Fauci needs to be put under the jail before the end of the year. Before the end of the year, I am advocating Dr. Anthony Fauci need to be put under the jail. The keys need to be turned into scrap metal. He only needs to have bread and water daily. Okay? Yes, he's evil, but I'm not evil. I don't want him. I don't want him to die. That's God's business. He will have his day in court with God. He's going to have to answer to God. God's going to have his number, and I can't wait. You don't understand, man. I can't wait till God finally have the last word. I can't wait to all these people that think they getting by with it. All these rich and powerful business people, all these rich and powerful people that's in the government that is hiding, that is getting rich off our suffering, going to have the final day in court, and they're going to finally realize all that money, all that power that they had in this universe, in this world, will have no effect when they go to the judgment seat of Christ. Dr. Anthony Fauci, you have a date with Christ, and your date is coming very soon. If you don't repent, all the evil murder that you have done and all the blood that you have on your hand, it's going to come back on you if you don't repent. And that's a warning, and you should take it very serious. Very serious.